Greetings, I am Herbert Erpaderp, and this is Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, the place where questions are responded to by me, Herbert Erpaderp. This is the 50th Ask a Herbert Erpaderp. I suppose that's something of a milestone. 50 is a lot of videos. I've got nothing to celebrate this milestone with though, having just realised it was a thing as I started recording the voice track for this. Oh well, onto the questions and comments. Smoes said, which is better, KV2 or BT42, and has included an image of the BT42. Well, it really depends on your situation. If you need armor protection, then the KV2. If you want to go faster and do some sick jumps, then BT42 is the way to go. KV2 has a bigger gun, but it might be overkill in some situations, even though overkill is best kill. Except for ramkill is better than overkill. I think the KV2 looks more interesting, so I would choose that. Ducking Tanker said, do you believe Finland exists? Of course Finland is a real place. I've played My Summer Car, I know all about Finland. Ratto said, have you ever tried Panzerputty or similar stuff? I haven't tried Panzerputty or any similar product, though I suppose Blue Tack could be used in a similar manner. I haven't really used that either. Not for that purpose anyway. Panzerputty looks like a very good and useful product to have in the toolkit. I should really get a hold of some. I don't immediately need it, but one day I probably will. And it would probably make for a good quick tips video too. Jules K said, when painting miniatures, do you prefer to buy all of the shades of a colour that you will need, example 12 shades of green for World War II Army miniatures, or do you prefer to mix your own colours? I guess it depends. If they're all significantly different shades, I'll buy them, if I don't already have them. Over the years, I have amassed a good collection of paint, so I don't usually have to buy colours, except for stuff like Russian green, which I tend to run out of fairly quickly. I am a bit lazy, so I prefer not having to mix colours if I can avoid it. If I mix my own colours, it's usually when I'm doing highlights and such where I want something that's only very slightly different to the base colour. Often it's easier to just add a little bit of buff or white to a colour to make it a tiny bit lighter than it is to find something that matches straight out of the bottle. On the other hand, it can be easier to replicate your efforts later if you aren't mixing colours. Personally, I'm not super picky with colours, so I won't mix paints in an attempt to be 100% historically accurate. I prefer to use what looks good to my eye and takes less effort to do. There's rarely consensus on what colours are historically accurate anyway, but that's a discussion for another day. Ratto said, what do you think about armies of late war? I don't really have an opinion on it, having not got a copy and not really read anything about it. In general, I'm more interested in late war than early or mid-war. The tanks around that period are more interesting to me, so in that regard, I think it'll be awesome. I will probably end up buying the late war book along with most likely the British Armoured Battle Group box. I've not ordered them yet, but I think my next purchase using Patreon money will be Flames of War stuff. Either that or some of the newer bolt-action plastic stuff. Tough decisions to make. Salika said, what would your opinions be if bolt action had a supplement to make it more realistic and detailed, like with realistic armor penetration and rate of fire for weapons? That would probably make some people very happy. I don't think I would enjoy it, but other people definitely would. Personally, I feel like something like that would make the game more complicated, time-consuming, and less balanced. And I generally prefer games to be quicker and less complicated. Mostly because I'm really forgetful and don't play very often, and I don't find it fun to have loads of tiny rules and exceptions and different things for every unit that I need to constantly go to the rulebook and look up. It takes me away from the game and becomes a chore. For me, I don't play games to be super historically accurate and to replicate battles that happened and things like that. I play games to have fun, but there are plenty of people out there that love that sort of thing, so for them, I think that would be an excellent supplement. On last week's Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, Jeff Dave said, in your opinion, should the Blue Oyster Cult actually have feared the Reaper? I don't think so. As I understand it, you can easily defeat the Reaper at games like Battleship and then he'll become your servant, and he'll also play double bass in your band. Top Bunk Productions said, do you ever experience project fatigue when you spend months painting the same model/figures? I'm currently tackling the plastic US paratroopers from the Band of Brothers starter set, and it's taking me months to paint them all. I'm getting rather sick of painting them, but at the same time I want them completed and out of the way as quickly as possible. I'm also working on the much quicker to paint plastic Cybermen from the Exterminate game so I don't go totally insane. Oh, I sure do. There was some talk about this on my stream on Sunday, and I think it's pretty common to experience fatigue and burnout. especially when you're doing the same thing every day, and I found that I burn out really easily. In my case, it goes hand in hand with other mental things that I have going on. Everyone is different and not everybody has that, but some people do, and in my experience, the way to deal with it is to break projects down into smaller chunks and steps, especially with painting. I like to work on it in bursts, with other projects in the middle as some variety, like your Cybermen, or maybe not even another project. It can be good to do something completely different, like playing a game or cleaning up or something. For actually building models, which I do a lot more of than painting, I've found doing models in different scales and different subject matters helps keep things interesting and different enough for me. Though I do also experience less burnout with the building of models, probably because it's much less time consuming. It takes a lot less time to build, say, a bolt-action tank than it does to paint it, at least for me. That's why you see the occasional train or house or ship or whatever in my modelling videos rather than all tanks all the time. I love painting and building models, and all of my hobbies really, and I do experience less fatigue doing those things. I burn out much faster doing things that I don't actually want to do, like jobs and things like that, but even something I love doing becomes exhausting when done in excess. It's one of the main reasons I don't want to be a commissioned painter. Making models is a hobby and you should enjoy it. It shouldn't be a chore or drive you insane. I guess, like anything in life, it's all about finding a balance that works for you. I can't tell you what that balance is, but I'm sure you can figure it out. I would be interested in hearing other people's experiences with project fatigue and how they deal with it. So if you want to, share those experiences in the comment section below. It could be helpful to me or somebody else. And with that, this week's Ask a Herbert Erpaderp shall draw to a close. As always, if you have any questions or comments you would like me to respond to, put them in the comment section below, on social media or Discord, which seems to be the most popular option. And of course, if you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe to me here on YouTube, follow me on social media, and watch me live stream on Twitch. Links to all of those are in the description. I shall return soon, so until then, happy whatever it is you're doing, and thanks for watching. Farewell.